Alex here from Aleks Physio. I wanted to talk a little bit today about core strength. So again, this is another common question that I get asked a lot at the clinic and just again from friends, family. Just every time we bring up the core, everybody always says their core is weak, right? Weak core. They believe that because their core is weak, that's causing their back pain or their hip pain or whatever because of the core. And again, don't get me wrong, the core plays an important role for force transmission and especially if you're an athlete, you need to be able to generate forces along the entire kinetic chain from your lower body to your upper body and vice versa, and your core kind of acts as that medium. But again, it's very simplistic just to say, oh, my core is weak, without really any way of assessing the strength or the endurance of some of the core musculature. Core, a lot of people associate core with just your abdominal area, but the core is made up of more than just one muscle. It's like a cylinder. So if you look from the front, you have your abdominal wall, abdominal muscles. Then from the back, you have your multifidi muscles, which are some of the muscles that are attaching around the vertebrae in your spine. Then from the sides, you have your transversus abdominis, and it's kind of like a corset that encompasses the entire abdomen area. At the bottom of the core musculature, you have your pelvic floor muscles, and then at the top, you have your diaphragm. So the core is comprised of more than one component. There's a lot of different structures that are playing a role, so I think that's the number one thing to look at. The second thing I want you to understand is that you need to be able to measure core strength or core endurance before you can actually know whether or not core strength or core weakness is associated with any sort of other conditions that you see. So something as simple as doing like a plank that can measure your core endurance is a good starting point. But nonetheless, when you're doing it, you want to make sure that you're actually engaging in the core musculature. You're not just arching your back, because that's not a true measurement of the actual endurance. Basically, it's a lot more complicated than just my core is weak, because you need to first assess it. You need to understand that there's more than one component involved in the core, and there's a lot of different muscles that are acting to be able to generate force and produce force. There are other factors and other things that play a role in why we experience pain. Things like low back pain isn't just because your core is weak, and it's not just you need to do core strengthening in order to get rid of the back pain, because research shows that there's no superiority over doing core strengthening versus just doing a generalized exercise program for people who are having mechanical back pain. So just something to think about and understand that it's a lot more complex than what it's perceived out to be. I understand people don't want to make it very simple so people can follow along, but take everything that you see with a grain of salt. You can't paint everybody and every condition with the same brush, and there's a lot of different factors that play a role. So talk to a physiotherapist if you find that you are having some back pain, hip pain, even problems with your pelvic floor, and see if they can get it checked out and give you some exercises to do for home. So let me know what you guys thought about that video. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and let me know if there's any other content or myths or education or things that you would like me to discuss in my future videos. So stay tuned for the next video, and we'll see you next time. Thanks guys, thanks for watching.